Speaking of being back, it's been a while since you guys were at home, probably over 3 weeks now. Have you dealt with anything like this before in terms of being this far or this long away from home, and just a little bit of a good feeling, I'm sure, just being back and after the road trip?
No, it's really nice to be home. During my time in the NBA, you do go through phases like this where you have some crazy stretch during the season of road games, and this just happened to be our time. I was actually talking to one of the personnel guys in Sacramento, and I said, I know you're probably going through the same thing, but we feel like this is like the roughest time of our schedule. He goes, oh, yeah, tell me. Like, we just had ours this month. So the whole league goes through it. And we just had our little stretch, and I think we learned a lot. We grew a lot. We got to compete. We learned a lot about ourselves. And so looking forward to getting home now in front of our great fans and being able to hoop a little bit.
You guys signed Malachi Flynn this morning officially to a 10-day contract, a guy that has, good amount of NBA experience and was in the G League earlier this season. What kind of skill sets can he bring to you guys?
Yeah, first I would just say we appreciated Alfred's contribution to our team during a period in which we needed some veteran leadership and the ability to play on the court and give you something off of the court. So grateful for his time here and how he carried himself and how he played on the court. And now having Malachi kind of step into that role, looking forward to get a guy that can score a little bit. We've had some stretches where I think that we are creating some really good shots, some really good advantages, and he's a guy that I think has proven that he can really fill it up and score in a lot of different ways, I think, with the ball and without the ball. And then he's been in the NBA system before in terms of just knowing other personnel, knowing defensive schemes, understanding what it takes to kind of impact winning. So looking forward to getting him acclimated with the group and see what he can kind of contribute in his minutes.
Coach, I know sometimes the first game after a long road trip can be a little bit of a challenge. How much do you buy into sort of getting back your home legs and maybe those slow starts that kind of come with that?
Yeah, it's a real thing, but it goes both ways. I've seen people come off of a road trip and they freaking light it up because it's been so nice to be back home and in your usual routines and in your comfortable kind of environment. So we'll see which way it goes today. I think the group obviously did a lot of really good things to finish that road trip in Dallas, giving the effort that they did, and really giving ourselves a really great chance to try to win that game on the road after a couple really tough games. And so proud of the group for that and looking forward to kind of just getting back after it today and trying to compete and be together and have another opportunity to grow.
You mentioned the effort in Dallas. How do you make sure the efforts are more like that as opposed to what happened in Sacramento and Golden State going forward?
Yeah, well, some of it we can't control in terms of the other team's shot making. I do think that, defensively we can do some things where we provide a little bit more resistance or physicality and stuff like that. So we'll always stay in tune with that. But I thought the part that just really helped us in Dallas was our total team spirit was just in a much better place. And I think a huge part of that was because our offense was in a better place. When we talk about creating advantages and trusting the pass, you have to do it for 48 minutes, whether you're making them, whether you're missing it. The next time down the floor, you can't now be like, oh, that guy missed a shot, and I have two guys on me. I'm just going to throw one up. Because I think that when you go ahead and throw that up, now it kind of creates or it affects the spirit of the team. And so the process was so much better. The ability to just maintain and sustain our trusting the pass in that Dallas game was just really good. I know, again, we didn't have a great percentage from three, but I thought that we created some really good looks. And it started with us being able to hit the seam pass. And then when you're doing that and you're trusting each other and building each other up, you keep guarding at a really high level too. And I thought that we did that. So looking forward to hopefully doing that again today.
Then with Melo, where is he at with his health right now? He's been out of lineup a couple games, in and out. Where is he at with his maintenance in terms of just trying to make sure he's healthy moving forward?
Yeah, going obviously through the rigors of the season and stuff, and didn't have an official shoot around today, and kind of just trying to get ourselves together. So he's been evaluated. He's gone through some things, and then we'll see how he feels after his pregame shooting time. But I think that he's handled every day the way he should. He's approached his treatment times, his practice times, and he's really been focused on getting better. So looking forward to kind of just being mindful and smart with how we continue to finish the season with him.
I did want to ask about Brandon. I had a chance to talk to him just about, we see him out there, right, doing everything with his left side. And I just wonder your thoughts on how he's approaching this. And I asked him where he's going to be better when he comes back, and he's like, everywhere. He's like, even my left foot's going to be better. So how valuable is sort of just going through what he's going through and continuing to get better and learn?
Yeah, his approach has been phenomenal. and I'm grateful for his mindset and approach during this time, but also like the staff has done a great job of laying out what his rehab plan looks like, and it's an extensive plan. He's doing everything he needs to do in terms of with the performance staff, from a weightlifting standpoint, from a treatment standpoint, from a strengthening standpoint, and then the coaching staff has him doing some things where he's learning about how we scout and how we pull clips for players. And I think he's watched clips with several players before the game or after the game. He's done some personnel edits with the guys. And then he's also had a couple just kind of sit down conversations with myself and other staff members about just leadership and what that looks like. And so he's grown in a ton of ways. He's approached every day the right way. He's engaged during the games and still talking to his teammates. And so learning never stops. I think giving back to the team whatever the team needs at that moment and whatever you can give is really important. And he's doing that. He's sacrificing a little bit of his time to make sure that he's kind of pouring into the guys because he knows he can't do it in terms of like being on the court.
There were tough stretch of games on the road, and you said the team learned something about themselves. What specific things did this team come out on the other side knowing about themselves?
Yeah, just continued strength, continued resilience, understanding the importance of coming out and competing every night and not being heavily affected with our offensive side of the ball. But also just the part about the spirit of the team and, not being only motivated by the results of wins and losses and where you are in the standings. That can't be the ultimate driver of what pushes you every day when you come into the building. Like personal growth, team growth has to still be at the highest level, and being obsessed with daily improvement is so important to me and everyone in this organization that we can't take our foot off the gas with that.